Red Jeep Tours presents In the Kitchen with Chef Andrew Copley and friends. Brought to you by Exotic Motor Cars and Cornerstone Insurance.
Welcome to Copley's in Palm Springs. You know, for the last 18 years, I've had the pleasure of being able to cook in this former Cary Grant estate. But it's not where I started. And I've had so many great mentors to help me along in my career. I remember one distinctly. He took me from the countryside of north of England when I couldn't cook to the hustle and bustle of London, the capital city of England. I was able to work in some five-star establishments, learn my techniques, and be mentored all the way along. And for that, I'm very, very grateful. But now times have changed, and I'm still passionate about cooking, and I'm passionate to share. So now, I want to share the joy of cooking with you, my friends.
Sky, we're gonna have so much fun cooking with friends.
Yes.
Oh, Andrew, it is so good to be your friend.
Thank
you
you,
so much.
thank you. Hi everybody and welcome. Well, today I'm in Kitchen, and I'm with Jan, the gadget gal, and there is not a gadget you can't find in this store, but what you didn't know is that Jan does her own cooking class here on property, and she's going to introduce me to her residential chef. Who is this guy?
Welcome.
I want to
I'm
meet
so
him.
glad to have you back in my kitchen. Yeah, Chef Frank is our resident chef. He's amazing. You're going to love cooking with
excellent.
him. You two have fun, and I'll be back to try everything out, okay?
Okay. All right, Frank, so what's on the menu today?
Well, Andrew, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to do a couple of appetizers, and we're going to do a dessert.
Okay.
The first appetizer we're going to take some dates, some local dates, and we're
Yeah.
going to stuff them with some cheese, wrap them in prosciutto, and heat
Yeah.
them up. Then we're going to take a crostini, and we're going to sort of build layers of flavor. We're going to start with the crostini.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put some horseradish spread
Yeah.
that we'll make, some caramelized onions,
Yeah.
some roasted tomatoes.
Yeah.
Then we're going to top the whole thing off with a slice of filet mignon.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be out of this world.
Wow, can't wait.
And then finally, dessert, we're going to do a little pumpkin mousse with some whipped cream and some graham cracker crunchies.
Oh, wow.
So let's get going. We've got a lot to do. The first thing we want to get going, though, is our caramelized onions, because they're going to take the most amount of time.
Sure.
So what I've got here is I've got a skillet, any skillet you want to use. Making caramelized onions, as you know, takes a long time. It's one of the things we do in the kitchen that's low and slow.
Yeah.
If you try to hurry it up, we're going to have burnt onions, and no one's going to be happy with that. So we've got our pan heated up, and to our pan, we're going to add a little bit of oil and a little bit of butter. Now, we're using white onions. You can use white onions, you can use brown onions, you can even use red onions. The only onion I advise against using are sweet onions, because once you caramelize sweet onions, it just becomes a little too sweet.
Yeah, it's a little bit overpowering on that one.
It sure
absolutely.
is.
So these actually, Frank, so what Frank's is doing is these are superb appetizers that you could do prior to a dinner party.
We're going to start it on a high heat, Andrew,
Yeah.
but then we're going to lower it, because we're going to first expose our beautiful onions. So as we do it, we're just going to add all of the onions at once.
Yep, excellent. Caramelized onions are probably one of my favorite vegetables, with fennel as well. I love them mixed together.
A little bit of salt, just a bit. We're not going to do too much, and you're not going to add anything else at this point. And what we're going to do is we're going to let it go on a high heat. Now, another part of our crostini is going to be our roasted tomatoes.
Yeah.
So let's get that in the oven,
Yeah,
because that's going to
absolutely,
take a little while too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these cherry tomatoes, I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on them, a little bit of salt.
This smell is delicious. Oh,
And that's the point. Now, our onions have been going, and in about 2 minutes, we're going to lower the heat and just leave them alone, stirring them every 10 to 15 minutes until they get that gorgeous color where they look like caramel, and you have that smell in your kitchen that everybody's going, why can't we eat that now?
yeah.
On to my tomatoes, a little bit of pepper,
Yep.
and then, of course, one of my favorite ingredients, Andrew, is garlic. Can't beat garlic, so we have some fresh garlic
Always.
cloves.
Garlic, garlic.
And you know, there's many ways to process your garlic. What I like to do is take a microplane grater, and I simply grate my garlic.
That's a neat idea. Yeah, you're breaking it down without chopping it.
Exactly, so you sort of get the same effect as a garlic
Yeah.
press, except I find a microplane grater a lot easier to clean. Now look at this, folks. Now, I didn't even have to do it over this bowl, but when you do garlic on the microplane, it sticks there. And all you have to do is wrap it, and it's in your dish.
Yeah.
Now, I'm getting some brown on my onions, so I think it's a little high now. I don't want it brown that early, so I'm going to lower it to a medium heat, or a medium-low,
Medium low,
Andrew.
yeah, medium low.
And my sous chef, Andrew, here is going to make sure that our onions
I'm going to keep
are
an eye on them. That's my job for the
working
day.
good. So we've got our tomatoes, our garlic, and we even got a little bit of some Italian seasoning, and we're just gonna throw that on top. Now look, if you don't have Italian seasoning at home, just throw in a little basil, a little oregano, and if you don't have any seasonings, they're gonna be fabulous on their own with just the garlic, salt, and pepper. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna throw it in my oven, 400 degrees, and Andrew, this is just going to roast.
Yeah.
The tomatoes are gonna roast, and they're gonna just become intense. So I'm gonna throw this in the oven.
I'll just keep an eye on your onions, chef, making sure that they are caramelizing nice. There you go.
Now, as I said, we're going to put these on crostini. So what
Yeah.
we've done is we bought a baguette. What you can do is slice the whole baguette, and whatever you don't use, throw in the freezer and use it another time whenever you want to have some crostini. I'm going to take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and kind of give them all
Nifty, huh?
a spray, like the spray. It just
Yeah.
comes out perfectly. Then we're gonna do a little salt and pepper. So I have a lower temperature oven, 325, and we're gonna throw these in. We're gonna check it in 10 minutes,
Yeah.
Andrew.
Okay.
Looking for a safe and fun outdoor adventure? Then let Palm Springs world-famous Red Jeep Tours transport you to a desert wonderland. Choose from a variety of exciting adventures. Journey through the bones of the earth on our signature San Andreas Fall Tour at our private and exclusive Metate Ranch. Explore narrow-walled slot canyons, a natural palm oasis, and learn about local Native American culture. Red Jeep Tours, offering experiences that engage, educate, and entertain since 1988.
Cornerstone Insurance Services is an independent brokerage firm that represents dozens of insurance carriers for all lines of insurance. We want to be your personal insurance agent to help navigate your best options and benefits.
Hey, Jan.
Hi, Chef.
Look, for my restaurant, I need a professional chopping knife, I need a timer, and I need a thermometer.
Okay.
Plus, gifts.
Well, we know how you love our world-famous chopper.
I'm definitely gonna need 2 of those.
I already have some wrapped just for you, Andrew. And we also have some beautiful Nora Fleming pieces I want to show you, okay?
Yeah, let's have a look.
When Coachella Valley chefs are looking for that special knife or gadget, they come to Kitchen Kitchen in Indian Wells.
And there's all your gifts.
Thanks, Jan. I knew you'd have everything I needed.
Kitchen Kitchen for the chef in you.
Welcome to Gelato Granucci, the little shop with the big flavors.
Where our brilliant flavor designers bring you the art of gelato. Flavors like coffee, strawberry, salted caramel, cookie shot cones, gelato bars, and gelato cannolis. And now Gelato Granucci can be featured at your special event. Our scrumptious gelato will be served to your guests from our vintage cart.
See you soon at Gelato Granucci in downtown Palm Springs.
Hi, I'm Henry. And I'm Steve. Together we represent Exotic Motorcars here in Palm Springs. For the last 30 years, we've been the Valley's leading supplier of pre-owned exotic, luxury, and classic cars.
Don't just dream it, drive it.
So we're gonna make a pumpkin mousse,
Oh,
Andrew.
excellent.
We have in our stand mixer, we have some cream cheese, and it's come to room temperature.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanna do, and we're gonna just start beating it. And we have some brown sugar, a cup of brown sugar.
Just sweeten it up.
And brown sugar goes nicely with pumpkin. You kind of get those caramel notes with the pumpkin.
Yeah.
And then we have some spices that we're going to add. It's the usual suspects. We've got some cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
What else do we?
Nutmeg.
No nutmeg.
Cinnamon, allspice.
No, ginger and cloves.
Cloves,
Ginger and
cloves,
cloves. It's that
that's-
cloves that
yeah.
throws us off. So we've got our brown sugar, our
Yeah.
spices, and our cream cheese going. And what we're going to add is our pumpkin puree.
So right now in here we've got our room temperature cream cheese, we have our brown sugar, we have our spices,
Yes.
and we have our pumpkin. Puree though, not pumpkin
Pie filling.
pie filling. I can smell the spices in this already. It smells
Aren't they
delicious. Yeah.
And we have a little whipped cream. Now this, again, was
Yeah.
just whipped cream with some powdered sugar and a little bit of vanilla. So the first thing we do is we're just going to take a little bit and we're going to sort of introduce them to each other. And the act of folding, as you know, you just want to be gentle. You want to make these broad swoops. And as you can see, Andrew,
Yeah.
the mousse is starting to get lighter.
Yeah.
Because we've added the cream.
And you're also introducing air to it from the cream, so it's aerating and his volume's getting actually larger.
So look, we've got this beautiful mousse now, and it doesn't really matter if you have some white streaks.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful marble color anyways.
Yeah.
And Andrew, believe it or not, our mousse is done.
Yep.
We want to prepare our mousse. We want to put it in the vessels that we're going to serve it later. You can see how luscious it is.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. These are very airy and delicious. And on top of this, we'll do a little bit of fresh whipped cream. And we have our little pull chopper here. And we've broken up a pack of graham crackers and put it in our pull chopper here.
I love this piece of equipment, by the way.
We're gonna pull chop them. And what we've done is we've basically pulverized our graham cracker crust.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of melted butter to it.
Uh-huh. That's gonna help bind it together, right?
Right,
Yeah.
and it's gonna create some
as well,
wonderful flavor.
Yeah. Onions are going real well too. They're just about ready. That's our crostinis. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We've got these nice little crunchy crunchies.
Look at
They're good
those.
to go.
Yep, perfect.
Perfect. And we've mixed the melted butter with the crushed graham crackers. And look, this is a great device. We do everything with
I
this.
know.
So I spread these beautiful Crispies onto here, and I'm just going to throw them in the oven for 15 minutes. And then we're just going to have something crunchy for the mousse
Perfect.
later.
Good, Frank, good. So my onions are just about done. Like you say, you've got your croutons out. Mousses are looking fantastic. We have our tomatoes in the oven. Boy, what else?
Well, let's put our mousses
Mices.
are in the refrigerator because they're going to cool down now. We're going to bring them out when we have a little something sweet. But now we're going to get on to some actual food.
Okay, great stuff.
Bobby Botina's Mexican and American Grill, now at the River and Rancho Mirage. Bobby Botina's, live entertainment, great food, cool vibes. See you at Bobby Botina's.
I got what it takes.
I've got what it takes.
I've got what it takes.
Welcome to Desert Outreach Synagogue, the voice of the valley. A place called home to anyone who needs one. A place of incredible music, community, conversation, and connection. Come join us. You already belong.
Hello, I'm Carlos King. My passion is designing fabulous homes. I work closely with my clients to achieve the look and feel that matches their vision. My greatest satisfaction is the wow factor, when my clients see our finished project. Let me translate your dreams into a visual reality. Call me at 760-880-9987.
So you finally made it to retirement, but now you are struggling to pay your bills and you worry that you have no options. You can stop worrying, because if you're 62 years or older and you own your own home, there's a quick and easy solution to getting the money you need to enjoy your retirement. Call Essex Mortgage now about how you can get a reverse mortgage. Essex Mortgage is an equal housing lender and is not affiliated with any state or federal agency. Loans are subject to credit approval. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California financing law license number 603G833 NMLS 70377.
Thank you to Gelato Granucci for providing closed captioning for the hearing impaired.
Okay, Frank, so mousses are in the fridge. The onions are perfectly done, so they're still hot. I'm going to put these over here.
And I think, Andrew, that our tomatoes are done
Oh,
too.
yeah, yeah.
We put them in the oven about a half an hour ago with all that olive oil and goodness, so let's bring them out.
Yeah, let's see how they look.
See that, how they've all kind of blistered and broken down?
Yes.
These tomatoes are gonna taste so good. So I'm gonna place our hot tomatoes here to cool down.
Okay.
And we've got our onions done, we've got our crostini done, so why don't we go on to making our dates?
Got it. Let's
All
go.
right. Coachella Valley dates, folks. That's what we have. We have some medjool dates. And yes, we are very proud that this is our natural resource here in the valley.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take these beautiful dates and we're going to stuff them with a little cheese and wrap them in prosciutto.
I love them.
And then we're going to heat them up just a bit so the prosciutto just gets a little bit of heat, and then the cheese will be a little melty and they'll just be delicious. But what you want to do is you want to make a small slit in one side of your date and kind of open it. And what you'll see right there is the pit, and you just get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna stuff these dates with a little bit of cheese, and the cheese we're using today is a French double cream cheese called Fromage d'Affinois. You can stuff your dates with any kind of cheese you want. I've seen them stuffed with blue cheese. I've seen them stuffed with goat cheese, feta, you name it. I just love how this cheese kind of melts in it. So what you do, and it's such a soft cheese, you don't even need a sharp knife. I just took a little butter knife to this cheese, and I'm taking my date, and I'm just putting it in.
The only thing is you might have to run a few miles extra just to, if you gouge on it, it's rich.
Well, to cut the richness, we're going to wrap it in prosciutto. I fell in love with this cheese a long time ago, and I get it all the time now. But like we said, any cheese will work.
Yeah.
Now I hear a beeping, so I think our graham cracker crunchies are ready. I'm going to go check on them, okay?
Excellent. So yes, this is a beautiful cheese. Maybe I can steal a little piece. Wow.
Andrew, I'm going to come in and I'm going to show the folks our graham cracker crunchies. They're nice and dark.
Oh yeah.
And we've got some color, and now we're just going to let them cool down.
And you can smell the butter in this from the oven, from the roasting. It smells really nice.
Smells.
Yeah.
And
that cheese is delicious.
All you're going to do is wrap your date, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't look perfect as it's going around, because ultimately you're just going to end up with a little wrapped date. I like to wrap mine all the way in the prosciutto. That way, and then see I have this extra piece of prosciutto, I'm going to wrap it around this way. That way the cheese won't come necessarily oozing out. It stays in.
So yeah, I love the idea of wrapping this in here, so it keeps all the juiciness of the date, the flesh inside, and then the cream cheese just melts. Oh, that's delicious.
It's going to be delicious. Our final thing, we're just going to give it a little bit of pepper, and we're going to throw it in the oven. We have an oven at 400 degrees. We're going to check this in 5 minutes. We don't, we're not cooking it. We're just giving it a little heat.
All right, so we got our dates in, we got our tomatoes ready, we have our onions ready.
We're almost there with the crostini, Andrew, but we still have one more step. I tell you, there's so many layers to this crostini. We have two more, actually, because we have steak as well, but we have a horseradish spread.
Oh, that's right.
Again, we're using this pull chopper because we use it for everything. So inside of it, I have some cream cheese, which has come to room temperature, some garlic, and I have some sliced green onions. And then to that, we're going to add a little bit of lemon juice and some horseradish, some prepared horseradish.
I love horseradish.
Oh, it's the best flavor.
I guess all English people like horseradish. It drowns the overcooked beef that your parents used to make.
Then all we do is we process this. And we have a delicious spread here, and all we're going to do is we're going to spread this onto our crostini when we prepare our crostini.
When you think of Palm Springs, you think of sunshine, palms, and beautiful backyard pools. Let Sunny Palm Pool Service take the worry out of maintaining the most important pool around, yours. Sunny Palm Pool Service offers concierge service for your pool or spa. Top quality and reliable maintenance and repairs. Sunny Palm Pool Service. We'll do the work. You do the relaxing. Call Rod at 760-333-4804.
Bobby Botina's Mexican and American Grill, now at the River and Rancho Mirage. Bobby Botina's, live entertainment, great food, cool vibes. See you at Bobby Botina's.
I got what it takes.
I've got what it takes.
I've got what it takes. Hi, I'm Henry.
And I'm Steve. Together we represent Exotic Motorcars here in Palm Springs. For the last 30 years, we've been the Valley's leading supplier of pre-owned exotic, luxury, and classic cars.
Don't just dream it, drive it.
Cornerstone Insurance Services is an independent brokerage firm that represents dozens of insurance carriers for all lines of insurance. We want to be your personal insurance agent to help navigate your best options and benefits.
Looking for a safe and fun outdoor adventure? Then let Palm Springs world-famous Red Jeep Tours transport you to a desert wonderland. Choose from a variety of exciting adventures. Journey through the bones of the earth on our signature San Andreas Fault Tour at our private and exclusive Metate Ranch. Explore narrow-walled slot canyons, a natural palm oasis, and learn about local Native American culture. Red Jeep Tours, offering experiences that engage, educate, and entertain since 1988.
So Andrew, the final part of our crostini is the filet mignon. And the way we prepared our filet mignon today is using the sous vide cooking method, right there.
I love it.
Sous vide cooking is basically cooking your food in a controlled water environment.
Yeah.
The sous vide device keeps the water at a precise temperature, which means you do not overcook your food, and it comes out as it should. So we sous vided our filet mignons, and I'm going to take them out because they're cooked. Once your protein or whatever you're sous viding is out, you have to remove it from its bag. And what we're going to do...
It's an amazing piece of equipment, but we all use it in the industry now.
We have
Wow,
these
look at
pieces of
those.
filet mignon, and they've been cooked to medium rare. When it comes out of the sous vide, it looks kind of, well, sad, I think is the best word.
Needs brightening up.
It needs
basically.
some brightening up. So we have a pan. Andrew, you want to hand us
Sure.
our pan? We're going to heat it up. And what we're going to do is we're just going to sear the filet mignon because, as you remember, it's done. It is
Yeah.
cooked. It's ready to eat. It is medium rare.
Yeah.
Andrew, a lot of people ask me, well, when I use sous vide, do I season the beef? Do I season the chicken that
Yeah.
goes in? I do, but I use a simple seasoning of salt, pepper, and garlic powder.
Yeah.
That's it. So to sear this, and this pan is getting hot, what we're going to use is you need to use an oil to sear it that has a high smoke point so that you don't burn your food. And so what we're going to use is duck fat. So what we're going to do is I'm going to spray my filet with the duck fat. Now, I want this pan hot,
Yeah.
Andrew. I want this pan super hot.
Yeah.
It's getting there. And I'm going to spray a little bit of the duck fat because when you spray your oil in there, you can tell when it's ready when it starts to shimmer.
Yeah.
So I see my pan.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah, this is
smoking
ready.
now.
It's smoking, so here we go.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect.
We're just going to leave it there, just let it get nice and brown, and then we're going to trim it. Notice I just seared the first side so I didn't have to handle it, and then having a spray, I can just spray the second side for when it's ready for
To
its
turn
sear.
over, yeah, perfect. All right.
Let's take a little peek. It's getting there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we want it to have
Yeah.
a nice crust. You don't need to hurry this. You're not going to overcook it. You're not going to ruin it. And remember, we're going to slice this very thinly for our crostini. And so, Andrew, when you have a thicker steak like a filet, in addition to the top and bottom, you usually want to kind of do the sides.
down the sides,
You
yeah.
know, so that,
Yeah.
that we get a nice char everywhere. So that's what we'll do. You don't need to do it as long on the sides as you do on the top because at that point the pan is so hot and you're just doing it for a little bit of color. And see, if you have a nice filet, it'll balance on its own. We're going to remove this from the heat and take it to a carving board. It smells amazing, and we have, I mean, really, this is dinner. But we're going to turn it into some crostini. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
A little bit of salt. Okay, so it's time to put our crostini together. We've been working on it all morning, Andrew. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our bottom layer by putting a little bit of the horseradish spread onto each crostini.
I think that's a really neat idea with the cream cheese and the horseradish.
It's just all kinds of flavors popping out at you. It's fun. Now listen, if you're going low carb, say you don't want to use crostini, you can certainly do something like slicing up cucumber. That would be
Yeah.
wonderful, and you would do that instead of bread. So once we have this, our next step is to do our caramelized onions that Andrew finished up. Look, the beautiful color. And we're just, again, you don't need a lot. We're just going to put a little bit
These little gadgets you got.
on each. Little gadgets for everything. This is actually, I think this is a lobster fork, though. I just find it very easy to pick up my caramelized onions with them. Then Andrew, if you could take those tweezers and maybe we have our cooking tweezers. We're going to put one tomato on each
Got it.
little crostini.
Oh, these are ideal.
Yeah, there's a great size, and one fits. And again, folks, the intensity of the tomatoes, they've just really magnified in the oven. And while Andrew finishes up the tomato, I'm going to start by
Are you going to carve the beef?
carving our beef.
I would eat these tomatoes just by themselves, watching a good movie. Yeah, there we go. These are delicious.
You want to cut your pieces fairly thin because you remember, they're not going to be given a knife or a fork. This is something that they should be able to do in a bite. And if you did your sous vide, it should just cut so perfectly, and it's just so perfectly cooked and tender inside. There's just no dryness to this. It's a beautiful pink. So I think it's kind of transferred with my searing into the medium category, which is still fine.
Yeah.
Because it's a fantastic flavor. Let me cut this
Look at
out.
that.
Yeah, these
Yum,
are just,
yum.
yeah.
Jan's going to love these.
Jan's gonna love these. It smells amazing. All these smells.
We got 3 more to do. Cut that in half. I will be piling on more tomatoes, more horseradish, more onions.
Just a dab of salt, okay? You don't want to overdo it, but you just want to make sure that your beef has a little salt
Saltiness
so that
to
it
it,
connects to the whole flavors. And folks, that is it. And I think that our dates are done too. They are.
Oh, yes.
Oh, look at this. So our dates are done too.
those,
Look at
they're
that. Look at
delicious.
they're getting crispy and some of the cheese is oozing out, so they are perfect. And our final thing, our dessert.
All right.
Let's bring out our dessert.
Boy, these smell so good.
And we'll just top our pumpkin mousse with a little bit of whipped cream. And then these crunchies.
Oh, that's right. We did our crunches with a graham cracker and the butter, right?
So this
in the
gives
oven,
it a little
15
bit of
minutes.
crunch.
Oh, yeah.
And there you go. We have 2 appetizers and a dessert. You can make them for any occasion. You can change them about if you want. I think, Andrew, it might be time to invite back Jan into her kitchen to partake of some of these
I agree.
things.
Come on, Jan. Come and
on,
try
Jan.
some of these delicious appetizers, hors d'oeuvres, and dessert. But you know what, Frank? I
What's
love
that?
what Frank said. Each individual component he's made can be a dish itself. So if you weren't to do these, you can certainly make this. And this smells delicious. Or if you're doing a dinner party and you wanted to do your dates or your beef, you can do these and get them ahead of time. But the best part now is the taste. Okay, company's here. Come on in, Jan. Let's try some of Frank's delicious.
I can't wait.
Delicious food.
I love his food.
Here you go, Jan.
I get to have some of this every single night.
Oh, you do?
It's so awesome.
Well, I was just a helper, but it looks incredible.
See how it
so
is?
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, the sweet date and then the prosciutto around there, Frank. You outdid yourself.
Salty.
The sweet and salty. Oh my gosh. Did you do? Oh, you did that one first. Okay.
Well, I'm a beef lover. This was delicious, Frank.
Thank you.
My gosh, this crostini.
Again, these are great appetizers. You can adapt them any way you want. Change the beef to pork, change it to mushrooms, whatever you want to do. Leave out the horseradish, leave out the onions. But you know, the more
Don't touch it.
Jan says don't touch it because it's so
Leave
good.
it.
But all the components are really delicious too, in and of themselves.
Oh, okay. Dessert.
That's just perfect.
Dessert.
So how we end the evening after such an awesome start.
Thank you.
Dessert. There you are.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to dig into this.
I want to try these nibblies on the top.
Oh,
It's
Frank.
good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
As
The
you run
whipped
your-
cream.
yeah.
But they're nibblies. Can I have extra nibblies?
You can always have extra crunchies.
You know the nice thing is that you just run your spoon all the way down from top to bottom and you get a layer of every different flavor.
That's how you eat.
There we go.
Very
Frank,
good.
you outdid yourself.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Andrew,
Thank
for
you.
allowing me
Pleasure.
in to cook with you and for being my sous
Well, you
chef.
did all the work.
Oh my gosh.
All right, everybody. So we will see you again next week. Thanks for joining us.